Will the property prices drop? Should we buy now or wait and see? Hi everyone, I'm Yan Ling. Yeah, so I realized that a lot of buyers right now are worried about the current cooling measures and the market conditions. So they are unsure if it is safe to enter the market right now. So I have decided to do a quick video on this to share my thoughts. In fact, I feel like there's nothing wrong at all to slowly wait and see if there's something suitable for you that meets your requirements. Because properties are expensive and we really need time to consider carefully before buying it. However, do note that as times go by, buying a property will only get more challenging and we may also risk getting priced out. Why is that so? And here are my top 2 reasons. First, cooling measure. With more cooling measure coming to play, it will only get more challenging to purchase a property. For those who can afford property 2 years ago but did not because they feel like the property prices will drop, or maybe they are just waiting for the best deal to appear, or perhaps they are just waiting for the best discount. But sometimes they didn't realize that the best discount is when they buy today. Because if you were to look at the property prices 2 years ago as compared to now, you realize that the property prices have already gone up quite a bit. I have a friend who bought a resale condo unit at around 745k 2 years ago, and right now the valuation of his property right now is around 900k. But anyway, coming back to the cooling measures topic, for those of you who have been waiting and see since like 2 to 3 years ago, you may start to face some difficulties buying a property right now due to the recent cooling measures, which there's a slight adjustment in the HDB LTV and also the TDSR stress test as the medium-term interest rate continue to rise. This table shows how the recent cooling measures have impacted your loan amount. So for instance, the interest rate used to compute a monthly installment for a property loan has been changed to 4% as of 30th September instead of your usual 3.5%. This means that more cash is needed to make up the difference. Otherwise, if you already have a tight budget, you may be forced to relook at your options and go for a cheaper unit or perhaps a smaller unit or something that's further away from town. Something for you to take note is that I think most of the banks have already updated their fixed rate packages. For DBS case, the fixed rate is at 4.25%. Therefore, the 4% rule will no longer apply if you are going for fixed rate packages, which means that they will use 4.25% to compute your monthly installment and your max loan amount will be even lesser because of that. However, if you are going for floating rate, I think they are still using 4% to compute your money installment because the 3-month SORA is at around 3.25%, I think. So it's better to check your bankers again on this. Nonetheless, based on the cooling measure that have been introduced so far, you realize that buying property will get more challenging, especially for those people who needs to rely heavily on loan. Secondly, property prices generally inflate much faster than wages. Buying property is an asset and it can help us to hedge against inflation. But right now, I realize what a lot of people are facing is that home prices have been increasing at a rate that outpaces our income. If you look at the data from Sinstead, most of the middle income earners like myself, the average growth of our salary for the past 6 years is at about 13.6%. So remember this number, 13.6%. Moving on, let's take a look at the break-even prices of these 2 properties in Ang Mo Kio. This property, which is the Panorama, back in 2013, the break-even was at 1302. And in 2021, the break-even price for this property, which is Amo Residence, is now at 1822. So the difference is about $520, which is about 39%. Therefore, the rises in our average annual income at 13.6% is barely keeping pace with the rate the home prices are growing. So let me share with you a real life example. So I got a friend who was looking to purchase a 2-bedder at Park Star back in 2008. And then back then I wasn't an agent yet, so I couldn't really advise her anything. But anyway, she was really keen on the 2-bedder, but in the end she decided to wait and see because she did feel like it's a bit pricey for her, even though she can afford it. Therefore, because of that, she had actually missed the opportunity to buy, and right now she is having difficulties buying a new 2-bedder condo because the prices have grown so much over the years. Let's imagine that if she were to take action back in 2018 like some of the owners over here, she might be able to sell it at a profit of about 270k in today's market. Or even if she doesn't want to sell it, it will be people gain for her. Let's work out some math. If you were to take this amount of profit, 273,888 divided by the holding period of 4 years, divided by 12, she will need to save about $5,700 per month in the last 4 years in order to buy the same unit at Park Star in today's market. Realistically speaking, for most of the middle income earners out there, would anyone be able to save that much per month? Anyway, because these owners decided to take action back then, they actually have an asset that can help them to hedge against inflation, and they can easily sell it in today's market and swap it with another unit. To be honest, in life, we have a lot of regrets. Like, if we were to take action 5 years ago, we would have seen the results today. So in order not to have the same regrets 5 years later, we should try to take action today so that we will see the results later on. So it doesn't only apply to buying a property, it also applies to our daily life as well, such as setting a goal for ourselves or maybe going for further studies, but we have been procrastinating for quite some time. So it's always better to do it now so that we will see our results soon. This chart shows how much the property prices has increased on an average. In 2015, with $1.5 million, you can get a new condo with the size of 1,002 square feet, which is most probably a 3 or 4 bedroom. But in today's market, you will need at least 2.2 million to buy a 1,002 square feet unit. If you are still waiting for a developer to reduce prices, I don't think they will. Developers actually don't have much rooms to reduce prices. Moving forward, for new launches, I think 2,000 PSF will be a new norm. It's not because the developers are greedy and want to increase the prices, it's because of the high construction costs and land costs, which is why they have no choice but to increase the prices. Therefore, the developers' margin are actually quite thin. If you're looking at resale properties, I feel like the prices for resale property will start to move soon if people end up couldn't afford new launches. As a result, I think properties are getting increasingly less affordable over time. Therefore, as inflation drives up prices, if we wait and see for too long, we may risk getting priced out maybe 2 to 3 years down the road. But do take note that not all properties can buy. We will need to do some research to try to eliminate as many risks as possible before buying, because buying the wrong property may jeopardize your next plan if you are thinking of flipping property or upgrading to a bigger one. Therefore, should we buy now or wait and see? Well, the decision to buy now or wait actually depends on each individual needs, and the decision is yours. But if you have been planning to buy a property for a while now and you are ready to take action soon, I personally feel like it may be a good opportunity to buy within the next few months because the supply is running really low. Let me show you some data on this. So when more homes were completed back in 2015 to 2018, resale market were weaker as there were constantly new completed homes competing with resale sellers. But in year 2020 and 2021, when the supply of new homes were at its lowest, it formed the highest resale demand as buyer has lesser options to choose from in the market. Which is why recently you have been hearing that the property market is very hot. This graph shows the property price index. You can see like the property price index started to rise from year 2020, and even the cooling measures can't stop the price from rising because eventually people need the house to stay and they still need to buy if they need it, and the demand is more than supply right now. Unlike in year 2013, the cooling measures did impact the market a little and the property price index actually dropped between year 2014 and year 2018. It's because the supply was high back then and the buyers has lots of options to choose from. Therefore, in my opinion, I'm seeing another trend is forming. With lesser supply of completed homes between year 2025 and 2026, I feel that year 2025 and 2026 may be an ideal exit point where there may be another resale peak demand. Due to the seller's stamp duty, you will need to hold the property for at least 3 years before selling. Hence, buying in 2022 or 2023 may give you a chance to capture the 2025 or 2026 peak resale buyer demand. For some of you who just want to buy a property for your own stay, you may still be able to enjoy some paper gain because some of your neighbors may be selling to catch up some profit, and if there's a high transaction volume, it may help to push the price up. Quick disclaimer, that doesn't mean that all properties are safe to buy. Please do some research before buying. Nonetheless, I hope that this insight is still useful for anyone looking to participate in the Singapore real estate market. And whatever I shared today are just based on my own research and purely my own opinion. It doesn't represent anyone and prop next. With that, thank you so much for listening. Feel free to contact me if you need any help in your real estate matters, and have a good day. Bye!